a lot of times at teaching international relations, it's more like, okay, these ideas exist, and this is how political actors have responded to them, responded against them, operated within them. This has really been a great opportunity for me to learn, oh, this is where these ideas come from. So at this point, we're in the class, we're now up to 19th century, we'll be going to 20th century by the end of the week. And that's, so this is now the area that I'm familiar with, but when I teach my own class, Middle East politics, it'll be like, okay, so here are the ideas that existed and how actors respond to them. I'm constantly thinking about, man, when I teach Middle East politics next time, I can actually now talk more intelligently about, I can now cite different people, like here's who the philosophers are, here's where these ideas came from, here's how, and this is why actors are responding to them, as opposed to just knowing these ideas exist and then jumping from the 20th century.
Yeah, I think likewise. I've appreciated the healthy note of skepticism that you've injected into our philosophical conversations.
What I do, yes.
At certain points, just in terms of constantly wanting to know, what's the subtext underlying whatever this guy is saying. Let's not just pay attention to the concepts and the claims and the arguments and so forth, but try to figure out who is this guy trying to convince of what, for what reason, and so forth. That seems like the sort of question that you've consistently been wanting to raise throughout.
Yes, very much. And I think it does. It's been a benefit to think about when thinking about philosophy. To actually say all right, why are you saying this? Who are you saying this to you? What are you hoping to gain from the statement? And think about it in that context. I know one thing that I've brought up that you actually said never thought about was saying that Islam developed in a very political environment of people in power, and the fact that they held political power affected the way Islam developed.
Right.
As opposed to, for instance, Christianity, that was by people who were outside of power. Very marginal. And because they were marginal, they were able to develop a religion that didn't have to worry about political power, which has facilitated then separations of church and state in ways that separating mosque and state are actually a lot more difficult because Islam developed in a political environment of people holding power.
Yeah, and I think that's been, I don't know, looking at the students in the class, maybe the most valuable thing that they've managed to get out of it so far this semester is just thinking about the ways that their own background as Christians, the history of the development of our faith, what our faith teaches in terms of doctrines and so forth, contrasts with what we're seeing in Islamic theology, Islamic philosophy, Islamic politics, and so forth.